Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Episode 31. I forgot to celebrate last week's episode was episode 30. That's awesome. That's pretty good, especially in the podcast world. I've read this stat that said only 5% of podcasts make it past episode 15 or 20 or something like that. I don't know. That's what I heard. But episode 31, pretty cool. Our shiny crystal of the week. So, this is serious. Not even, it's I'm not saying this, this is serious. So my shiny crystals, people with disabilities. Okay. Now I say this because I just had the other day, I had wax, and I had a wax buildup that got caught, I guess, in my ear. And I literally couldn't hear anything out of this ear for 2 days. And not saying that's a disability by any means, but what I'm saying is that I was annoyed. I felt like I was out of whack. I couldn't do anything. It was a constant reminder that something wasn't right. And then when I got it unclogged, I was it was a new day. I was whistling Dixie. I was I had a whole new lease on life, singing in the park. I was oh my God, my hearing is back. I can hear. So I was that's, for people who are really have, I guess, hearing impairment, but if you're deaf, you can't hear, or blind, or, that's horrible. And I want to give you the props, and I want to give you the spotlight and give you and make you a shiny crystal, because that's really not easy to experience. And I know you adjust and you adapt, and you find your strengths in other things. That's all great, and I love that is a truth, and that really happens. But it's not easy, to have that. Like I said, I knock on wood. Luckily I don't have those disabilities, and I feel fortunate and I feel blessed. So, and I always say when things are really bad, I'm always well, there's somebody with missing a leg, or there's somebody who can't walk, or there's someone. So it's I always try to cherish the fact that I could do these simple things, that you can walk. That's what I want to say, guys. If you're feeling down, or you're feeling like shit, or you're feeling, you don't have money, or you're stressed out, or you're alone, or you're lonely, just remind yourself that you can walk. That's a huge thing. That alone is you can walk. You have your capability of walking, of going out and walking down the block, or seeing something different, or you can see, or you can hear. Remind yourself. I'm not being corny. I'm being very serious. That will uplift you. Seriously. If right now you're feeling down or dark, or you feel sad, or you're pissed off, or you're feeling vengeful or angry, remember, you can walk. You're breathing. You can still go down the stairs. You can get in your car. You can drive somewhere. You could look at the ocean. You could smell the ocean. You can touch the sand. You can do all these things yourself. You don't have somebody wiping your butt. You can do all these things. That alone is a win. So just remember that when you're feeling like that. Truly remind yourself, I could walk, man. That's why, so then to people with disabilities, people who can't walk, you're a shiny crystal, because you're still smiling. You're still making it through. You see people with no legs in the wheelchair, and they're still just doing it. And I'm oh, my mind is blown. That's a shiny crystal. That is someone to be commended. That is somebody to be bigged up, bless you for that. I know it's just you've adapted, but I still think you deserve acclimates for really just going on, carrying on with a smile. So people with disabilities, you're my shiny crystal. You deserve to hear it. You deserve to know that you are strong as hell for going on and still smiling through it. So you're my shiny crystal. But yeah, when I got that wax out, oh my God, I was oh my God, the birds are, the hills are alive with the sound of music. I was just so wow, I can't believe 2 days of not being able to hear out of this ear. And now being able to hear just made me realize how appreciative I am for my sense of hearing. So thank you. All right, on to our next segment, reincarnate or reincarnate. This week, I'm going to do a tree and a leaf. So a tree. I've talked about trees in the past on the podcast, so we're not going to get too deep in on the trees, but I will say I would be a tree for a minimal amount of time. I wouldn't want to have to, remember I've explained reincarnation that your energy, if after I'm done with this body, my energy is floating around the world and I'm, hanging out with my family and doing all that, but then I want to take a couple of hours to go be a tree. I think I would definitely do that just to like experience the wind, like just to experience the wind, like going through my branches, I'm just, and the little squirrel living inside me. Oh, I don't know if I want a squirrel living inside me now that I think of that. Oh, I actually just got nauseous a little bit thinking of a squirrel living inside me. So wait, hold on a second. I like the wind in my branches. That feels fun. It's hard to be a tree. I guess that's why they have the bark, because it's a rough situation. I would want to be one of those smooth. I would want to be a eucalyptus tree? Oh my God, they just smell so nice. And I like there's like smoothness sometimes in a eucalyptus. I'm a little, I would have to find a tree that doesn't have squirrels in it, because that right there took me out. I do not want to have squirrels living inside me, or any animal for that matter. A palm tree. Ooh, that's sexy. Just with your palms waving in the wind in California. I wouldn't want to be a palm tree in Florida, because they get them hurricanes and them like typhoons and shit. I don't want to be like holding on for dear life. Like, no. A nice California, but then sometimes the California trees get so dry, but I'm only in it for a couple of hours. So yeah, nice California tree. You get a nice breeze, a little Santa Ana. Yeah, I would do a California palm tree. What other trees are there that I might want to experience? A willow. Oh, a willow trees. A weeping willow. Oh my God, the drama. I would definitely be a weeping willow, just like hanging there, all light and breezy. And like they tickle, like just anyone that walks by me, I would just tickle their neck with my little hand, my little branches and trees. I would like to be a weeping willow. Those are really, and I don't think weeping willows. Let's look. Let's see. Do weeping willows? Hold on. Do weeping willows die in the winter? So no. That's what I thought. No, weeping willows do not die in the winter. They're hardy trees that lose their leaves and go dormant, but they don't die. Oh, they do that. They go dormant, appearing bare but remaining alive. Oh, though young or stressed, trees might need protection. Anyway, that weeping willow is gorgeous. Are you kidding me right now? You can't see it, but that weeping willow, oh my goodness, that is just stunning. And it's got, for me, it's got like a mop of hair. Like I want to come back in my next life with just gorgeous hair. Like my hair is going, and we'll talk about that another day when I'm feeling strong enough. But my hair is going. It's been going for many years. I know it doesn't look that way, but it is. So in my next life, I really just want to be one of those guys that I call like the broccoli hair, like they're just 55 years old and 60, and they just still have that white fucking roots. It's just thick, like the hair. It's just, please let me experience that. Or a girl. Well, actually, remember I said I want to be a Scorpio female, but just with beautiful hair, like just not thinning, not falling out, not having to stress about it, like just gorgeous hair. And I want to like do things to it and get the Japanese straightening and all of it. I just want a nice bushy hair. So I would be a weeping willow if I had to be a tree. For a little bit, not for too long, because it feels like day in, day out. It's nighttime. You're out there by yourself. You're looking at the same thing every day. It's the same view. And then you got assholes who want to come carve on the tree. Now, listen, if you've ever carved on the tree, I don't think you're an asshole, but I think that it was a poor decision. I think that it's a very unempathetic situation there. I'm being serious. I do not like it. I've never carved on a tree. I never will. When I see people that carve on a tree, it feels very me. It feels very, I don't care if this tree feels it. It's dirty. You're junking up the tree with your initials. Like no one cares. We were here, me and my boyfriend. We love each other with the heart. No, stop. It's just it's a very I belong. It's all about me situation. So I don't like the carving in a tree. It's ridiculous. It's like giving the tree a tattoo that it didn't ask for. Like don't tattoo my body. So I don't like when people do that. But yeah, I guess I would reincarnate into a tree. Depending, it would be tree specific. So depending on the tree, I'm not just going to be like some like a bush, I don't want to be a bush. Like I'm not looking to be that with berries and shit. Like, no, I want to be a specific, maybe a lilac. No, there's not a lilac tree. It's a flower. Yeah. Something that smells nice or something that's grand and glorious, like a willow. Yeah. I would do it for a couple of days, maybe a couple of hours. And a leaf. Would I be a leaf? Now, a leaf I like because it blooms. It stays. It's strong throughout the spring and the summer. A leaf is strong. Like that wind, you could have a hurricane. Them leaves are standing strong. You don't think about it. There's no hurricane. All of a sudden, the tree has no leaves. Like those leaves are strong. Think about that. Like leaves, you take a leaf. Some people eat out of a leaf. Like you have to really pull a leaf. Like you have to really a leaf. So I like the strength of a leaf. That I really dig that. And I like that it comes, it experiences its vibe and then it dies. I don't love the slow torture of a death for the leaf because, people don't realize we love, it's the fall and the leaves are changing colors. And yeah, so what's happening there actually is that the leaves are losing oxygen. So the color that you're seeing is like literally the leaf fucking suffocating. So as beautiful as it is, if I really let myself think about it and connect to it, it's sad. And I don't know if I love that. No, I know I don't love that. I feel bad if I think about it. If I let myself not think about it, like most of us do in our lives, we have to do that. Otherwise, we'll be sad all the time. Then I'm fine. It's like, it's beautiful. Look at the foliage and the colors, and they're so grand. And okay, they're suffocating, but we're not going to think about that. We're not going to think about the leaf suffocating because that's not happy and that's not pretty. It's death. Although death can be pretty, but you know what I mean. Suffocation is not pretty. So I would be a leaf. That I wonder if you take a leaf off the tree in, let's say, August in the summer, and it's green and it's still vibrant, does it turn colors like when the fall comes, or does it stay the green leaf? Because I don't think that I've ever seen a leaf that was green, that was like taken off. I don't think like if you took a leaf off, a fresh green, vibrant leaf, and then you like had the leaf in your kitchen, is it going to turn colors? Or it'll die, clearly, because it's not attached to the tree and the nervous system of it. But I don't know if it turns colors or something. I think it just it's a good experiment. I've never done that. This spring or this summer, I'm going to take a single leaf and I'm going to just keep it in the kitchen. I'm going to watch it. I don't think it just turns colors like the fall and then dies. So that's a very interesting thing to know. I'm going to check that out. If you know the answer, please tell me. But I mean, I could clearly find out, but I'm trying, let's not always go to Google. You know what I mean? Let's maybe just live like it's the 80s and say, I wonder what happens, because we could find out right now what happens, but I find it more fun if I just take the leaf, put it in the kitchen and see what happens myself instead of Googling it and taking the magic away. So we're going to try it. So if you have the answer, you don't have to tell me. I'm going to try it in the summer. So would I be a leaf? Yeah, because it's a quick, experience. It's like you're born, you do your thing, and then you go. And then you're on the floor, and then maybe there do piles of leaves, and kids are jumping in them, and dogs are jumping in them, and you're bringing joy to these people. Yeah, I think the leaf thing can be a fun experience. Yeah, because I don't feel like even when they're crunchy and brown, I don't feel like they're in pain or anything like that, even though they're suffocated to death. But I'm going to say reincarnate as a tree and reincarnate as a leaf. So I'm going to reincarnate as, I just love trees and the whole experience of trees and leaves. So yeah, reincarnate as a tree and reincarnate as a leaf. So absolutely love that. I don't love a wet leaf though. Although in the fall, wet leaves are kind of spooky and very 70s. So they are kind of cute, but yep. Reincarnate, tree and leaf, 100%. I love that. Well, hopefully you guys will think about it when you're walking and you're looking at the trees, and let me know what you guys would think if you would reincarnate into one of those and why. All right. So on to our Oh Wise One section. So today, let's see what they wrote. Hold on. So, okay, here. Okay. OMG. Love that. OMG. I am loving this show. Thank you so much for doing it. Thank you. I'm a lover of manifesting techniques. Like, I'm a lover of manifesting techniques. Oh, I'm a lover of manifesting techniques and the whole world of manifesting. Can you give us some tips and tricks and share your experience with manifesting? Thanks again. Love you. Love you too. Thank you for participating. So she's I think it's, yeah, okay. Oh my God, I'm loving the show. I'm a lover of manifesting, of techniques of manifesting. So give your experience and some tips. Okay. All right. Well, first I will say this: manifesting is a real thing. I don't think it's like, it's not in the sense of like, oh my God, if I think negative things and I'm going through like OCD or I'm having like really bad thoughts all the time or I'm stuck on something, you're not going to manifest it that way. I don't believe that. I do believe that, yes, if you're living in that energy, you will make things difficult for yourself or you'll encounter tough situations because you're exuding that energy. So yes, if you are living in that, you're making things difficult. I don't believe you're going to like manifest that thing, but I just think that you're making it difficult. So like the whole, like what you resist persists. Yes, in the sense of what you resist, you're persisting negative energy. So you're making it, you're like in the mud. So you're making it a little harder. But on the flip side of that, you can manifest really good things and positive things because positive energy or positive thoughts vibrates high. When it's vibrating high, it has a stronger pull and a stronger energy, a stronger like effect. When you're vibrating low, which is what OCD and rumination and negativity, you're vibrating low, it doesn't have that much power. So that's why there's a difference there. But vibrating low just in general keeps you at a low place. So you're not thriving. You're creating negative situations because you're behaving negatively because you're in a negative place. So when you're behaving negatively, you're creating negativity. It makes things harder. But when you're actively manifesting by being positive, or the law of knowing, like if you just know that this good thing is going to happen, you're vibrating high, you can make it happen. So when you're vibrating low, you don't have to like worry, oh my God, now I'm just going to make this thing happen. No, you're just making life harder for yourself. But when you're consciously manifesting things or you're working on the art of manifesting, you're vibrating high. So when you're vibrating high, that energy is where the magic happens. So that's why there's a difference there. Okay. Abraham Hicks, when I started comedy, when I like first did comedy back in the day, when I first started it and built my career doing it, I did Abraham Hicks. YouTube her. She's a channeler. I want to get into channeling because I do think I can do that. But she channels an entity. So her name is Esther Hicks. Or Esther, maybe it's Esther something else. I think it's Esther Hicks, and then she channels Abraham. So yeah, I think it's Esther Hicks. I could be wrong about that. I know for sure it's Esther. And then she channels Abraham. But she calls herself Abraham Hicks, maybe because her last name is Hicks. But she channels Abraham. I know this. She channels this entity called Abraham. And, you know, whether you believe in channeling or not, and yes, there are some times where I'm sitting there and I'm going, really? Are you, like Bashar? Love Bashar. But, you know, it's a hard thing to really be like, he's channeling an alien? Really? But like I said, I don't not believe it. You know what I mean? But I get that sometimes it's hard to really lock into and be like, because he's like, and he does, and he gets into trance, and then he speaks brilliantly as this alien. Whether, like I said, whether it's real or not, it's fucking awesome, because the messages they're giving us or they're getting, I believe it's real. So, but I'm just saying for the people who don't believe that it's real, I'm trying to show you that even if you don't believe it's real, what they're doing is incredible, because the messages they're delivering are so real and so right. But I do believe he's channeling this alien energy or entity, whatever the energy is. And I would like to tap into that. I would like to try to do that. Anyway, that's a whole side note. But Abraham Hicks and Bashar alike, the messages that they teach, the messages they deliver, they worked for me. I literally manifested my whole stand-up career because I did this. I used to fall asleep listening to Abraham Hicks on YouTube. So what it is it's like, you know, if you get yourself in that mind frame and you're living, you know, doing these things, these, you know, gratuity lists or getting into the vortex. There's like a vortex of energy. If you can get yourself in the vortex of energy, it's just a positivity. It's a belief in knowing it's going to happen. You're not like skibbity bobbity boop with your wand. You're creating an energy that allows you to lead and live a certain way. So when you're living that way, you're making choices and you're doing things that might get you to the goal that you want because you're in that energy. I also do think, because energy is palatable and energy is real, that when you are manipulating energy, maybe in like a magic sort of way, which is what manifesting can be, you're maybe speeding up the process, or actually literally creating the event or the experience in a positive way because you're believing it, or you're thinking about it, or you're getting yourself in that high vibrating place. That's really what it's all about. It's about getting in the high vibrating place. However you need to get there, that's the place to be. So, if you're like in a negative thing, if you're having a conversation, it's negative, and we all love to do it. I mean, I do with, me and Jay, we did it before. We want to talk. I wanted to talk about the insurance thing that happened with my dog. And you just want to bitch. Now, it's not going to get you anywhere. I'm not in a manifesting state. I haven't been practicing manifestation. I haven't been meditating in that sense. Like I meditate before readings, but I haven't been like on my own meditating to manifest. It's a conscious, you have to really do it. You have to practice it every day, day in, day out. So if I'm not going to do it fully, I'll do it for my work, but like I'm not doing it in my day to day, and I can feel it. When I'm in that mode, it's like walking on air. It's like walking with wings on your feet. Like when you're truly in that positive place and you catch yourself complaining, or you catch yourself whining or speaking negatively, and you flip it. Here's a good example. I could be in a bad mood, but like say I'm at the cash register at one of my favorite stores. If I choose to like say something, like talk and be kind and nice and make them laugh or smile, I leave feeling fucking great. Now, if I leave there feeling good and uplifted, my next act or decision might be to send a happy text to somebody. And maybe I send that happy text to someone and they're like, you know what? I was just thinking about you. It's so cool that you texted me just now. There's this opportunity that I was thinking about, and I thought you'd be perfect for it. Now, if I didn't text them, maybe they would have texted somebody else, or they would have said, yeah, I thought about Thomas, but I didn't. But because I was in that good mood, because of what I did with the cashier, now we're getting a good vibe. But if I just stayed in that funky mood and I was just like, here's my money, here, thank you, and I left funky and I didn't make that text, that opportunity might not have happened. Now, I do believe that what is meant for you will find you. So yes, maybe that opportunity or a different opportunity would come to me in a different way. But why not get to it quicker? So I say, with manifesting, one of my tips and tricks is try to always just choose the better feeling. Try to always choose the better interaction, like try to keep it light and bright, like keep it happy. It's always been my demeanor too. Like I have an old roommate who's a friend still. And, he always said, like, even when I'm like in my downest of downs or I'm mad or I'm cranky, he's like, you're always still happy or smiling, or, you don't bring it out to all of us. I don't try to bring that cloud and let's make everyone miserable. So I love that. I thought that was a compliment. I thought that I like to be like that. I like to try to be like that. I've been like that throughout my whole life. Anytime I've experienced some kind of like dilemma or something I had to overcome, try to do it with a smile, because why not, right? Like I love being happy. People love to be happy. I mean, some people like to be miserable, but I could promise you that if you chose happiness over the misery, you're going to feel better. It just is a better feeling. And obviously there are times you just can't, you have a toothache, or you're nauseous, or you're sick, or you're broke and you have no money. So it's hard. I get it. Oh my God, do I get it? I totally get it. And if I sat in misery, it'd be easy to be cranky, but like, it just feels better to just be happy or to feel good. So try to bring yourself to that place. If you have to go for a walk, or you have to, if you are sick and you're in the hospital, make friends with the nurse, like try to make it better for yourself somehow. That's how I think manifesting works. I think that's one of my tips and tricks is try to find the better feeling thought or the better feeling decision or action. That will always make you feel better. If you feel lonely or you feel sad, that is real. You do feel lonely and you do feel sad, but you can, go and goof around with the person at Starbucks, or you can go for a drive and roll the windows down. I always say when you're driving, keep those windows a little cracked, get the fresh air, like go to do what you can do. Like, or if you're stuck somewhere and you can't befriend the person that you're there with, or make friends with the person you're stuck with. Just, it just feels better. That's just the way to manifest things. Just try to know that things will always work out. They do. Eventually they just work out. So, or you're dead. And when you're dead, that's actually not bad either, because when you die, your soul is back into the universe, which is the most peaceful place. So even that's not the worst case scenario. It sucks for the people that you have to leave behind. You know how they always say when someone dies, the people who are left behind, it hurts them the most. The person who's dead, they're dead. They're back into the universe. They're watching all you guys. So they're friggin' feeling great. So manifesting tip, go for the better feeling thought. And don't stress yourself out when you're not in the better feeling thought. Humans, for the most part, we're usually not in the better feeling thought because life is rough and it's not easy. Unless you're in California. California is gorgeous, so it's hard to be miserable in California. But New York the weather is just shit, man. It's hard to be always light and bright in New York, but California is definitely more beautiful. So maybe you have to find a more beautiful place. I couldn't do Florida; it's too humid. If you're gonna leave to go to a nice environment, California is really the only place in the country that has the perfect climate. Southern California, not northern. So that would have to be your only decision anyway. But yeah, that's what I would say. Find the better feeling thought. Listen to Abraham Hicks or Bashar. They're amazing. And maybe one day I'll do channeling and start a YouTube channel. Who knows? We'll see. All right, well, let's go on to our sponsor. So, Christine Louisi. We absolutely love Christine. I always say, I got to be honest, the name of the spa is a little bit of a tongue twister for me. So, Christine, if you're watching, forgive me. I have to look back. Collective Beauty Skincare Studio. Try to say that to yourself at home. Collective Beauty Skincare Studio. It's a little tongue twistery for me, but it's worth it. She's worth it. She is so good at what she does. And what my favorite thing about the spa is that it's easy. The parking is easy. It's such a cute little town. There's no traffic. There's no Hell's Angels. It's just so great. It's so easy peasy. And it's usually just you and her. So it's like you're paying for you have your own private person taking care of you. It's not like a loud place or anything like that. There's no other people, which is great. So you're not worrying about germs. So love it. Go check her out. Like I said, all the information's in the bio. All right, on to our voice note astrology.
Hey, Thomas. This is Brooke. You've done a reading for me in the past. I've been listening to the podcast for a while now and thought of a astrology question for you. My husband and I specifically, I'm curious about more of our relationship with our careers and our work, and kind of what you feel and know about that based on our astrology. So I am a Gemini sun, Capricorn moon, Scorpio rising, and my husband is a Leo sun, a Taurus moon, and a Sagittarius rising. So yeah, love to hear what you think and know about what our careers should look like, using our best qualities and traits and that sort of thing. We've both been doing what we've been doing for a long time, but we're kind of hitting the point in our life where we're like, we both should do something different, and if we can do something together, we've also thought that would be really cool, kind of like in an entrepreneurial way, doing something together. So yeah, I'm just curious what your insights are. But thank you. Love the podcast. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Brooke. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, honey. All right, so I'm gonna go with what stood out for me. Oh, by the way, everyone who, just so you know, literally 100% of the voice note astrologies that I've done, 100% everyone has reached out to me being like, you blew my mind. So send in your voice note astrology questions. So I'm gonna tap in, see what I'm feeling about this. But the first thing that I was like drawn to is when you said doing something together. So I'm gonna focus in on that. So you're a Gemini, moon in Capricorn, rising Scorp. Your husband is a Leo, moon in Taurus, moon rising Sag. Okay, so let me just Leo. Okay. Okay, so he's a Leo, Taurus, Sag. So sometimes it could be a little hard to work with Leos, but Leo men. But moon in Taurus gives him a little more chill. I will say though, because Leo sun, Taurus moon, rising Sag, he's going to be stubborn. Definitely a stubborn man. And you have the sun in Gemini, which can help out in there. Oh, it's so funny because we were talking about, was I talking about Gemini? In last week's episode, we were talking about Gemini females and how that can be a little bit of a tough placement for the Gemini, because they're just thinkers. Moon and I love that your moon is Cap and his moon is Taurus. That's actually great for business stuff. That's good working together. Capricorns and Tauruses work together well. So that can help because your moon is your emotional self. So I feel like in business, if your emotional selves are compatible, that's a really good start there. And you know what I would say too? Okay, Gemini sun, Leo sun, fun. The word fun is what jumped out at me. So I'm feeling like if you guys were going to start a business together, do something that the product is like a fun thing. Like maybe you opened an entertainment center, or you opened up a store that did like kids parties, or a batting range, or like a miniature golf, like something big like that. That's like fun. The thing I was just picking, like maybe you start a catering hall together. It can be a little stressful, but I feel like your rising is Scorpio, his rising is Sag. I feel like you guys can deal with stress. Yeah, fun. That word fun is what's hitting me right now. I feel like if you both were going to come together and do something together, the business should be, not like the business should be fun, the actual like product you're selling, the business should be of something fun. Entertainment, events, something like that. Because your Gemini sun and his Leo sun, I feel like would thrive in that situation. I just keep feeling like some kind of like a kid's party place, or like some kind of like an arcade, not like you know what I mean? Like a place where they do, I know that like big corporations have the monopoly on that. Like they have like all that stuff, but maybe there's something unique that you guys can come up with, you know, and you know, your moon being Cap and his moon being Taurus also gives me like, maybe there's something fun and earthy that you guys could put together. I don't know what state you guys live in, but maybe there's like some kind of beach thing that you can do, or like you could do like events where, I know like in California, there's these people I think there's like 2 businesses that did like pop-up picnics, and they would literally have different tiers of picnics that you can have. And they would like come and set up the picnic and do all the picnics, you know, like bring all the stuff for the picnic. And it's really was such a cute idea. I always saw that and I was always like, that's so cool. I would love to do that one day. So I feel like if you live in like a well-climated place, the picnic thing can be, but not the picnic thing, because that's already somebody's idea. But I mean like events, like pop-up events, if maybe you guys can do something like that. I don't see you guys just like going into like a finance thing or something. No, it's got to be something where it's like a fun event, or the occasion is fun. It's something where you're delivering. That's what it is. You're delivering fun. 100%, especially with his rising in Sagittarius. Maybe it's like a travel event or something like that. So I feel like, yes, you guys can work together, but I think that the thing has to be a fun event kind of job, like something where you're creating events. Or I really actually I can't wait for you to message me about this, because I feel like there's something psychically that I'm hitting, that there might have been ideas that you guys were having that had to do something with this. So if we're going to like mix the earthiness with it, maybe there's like, I was thinking like woo woo and holistic. But I was trying to think of how can you bring in the fun aspect of it, like a spa with like fun. And I was like, I don't know if that's really hitting for me, but yeah, something with events and fun. And I feel like that's the ticket there. So message me about that, because that's really what I'm hitting. That's really what I'm picking up on. I think you both can work together. I love the moon, both having Earth. I think that's really strong. And your both of your sun signs being fun sun signs. Don't overthink it as the Gemini. Follow his lead. Leos are good leaders, so you can follow that lead. But I think you're a good ideas person, and I think that your ideas will completely help in this situation. But yeah, events, fun, excitement, parties, something like that. All right. Well, let me know what you think, my love. Thank you so much, Brooke, for giving us this. That was a good one. All right. Well, a final thought as we wrap up episode 31. What will I say? Appreciate your life, man. Appreciate your life. Disabilities, people, like I said, people are out there with like real disabilities, and there are people who die of like ALS and Parkinson's disease, and suffering along with cancer. I'm sorry to be like dreary about it, but like there's things that are really, really bad. And I know being broke is fucking hard, and trying to survive is hard. And, we have like aches in our bodies and stuff like that. But like, just remember, you can walk, like there are people who can't walk and they still manage to get going and get on with it. And I only say this to remind yourself that when you're feeling like that, if you tell yourself that, find the better feeling thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, find the better feeling thought. If you want to be happy, if you don't, listen, there are people who like to be miserable. That's a thing. I've seen that many times, and that's okay. If it makes them it's a irony. If it makes them feel, if they like that miserable feeling, as long as you're not spreading it around, people who spread misery around or like want others to feel misery, like that's like, it's ugly. It's not really cute. It's like bad breath, it's like not cute. Like if you want to be miserable, fine, but don't try to spread it. Bringing other people down is never going to make you feel better or make you look better. It's putting energy into other people's lives. Try to shine your light, try to be the light, like try to find your light and shine it. If you want to have a nice life, or at least some kind of, joy, everyone can have it and everyone deserves it. So don't let the darkness don't let the darkness lead you. Stay away from like all the news shit and social media and all that crap. It's just negative. It's never going to make you feel good. It's going to make you ugly, and you don't want to be ugly. So, all right, my loves. Well, like I said, always follow us and say hi and message us, because this podcast is about the community of it all. So that's what I'm here doing it for. I love you guys, and we'll see you soon.